Big news away from La Liga today is that Cristiano Ronaldo is heading to Saudi Arabia. Reports that he's penned a new deal with Al Nassr, which is worth $200 million.
Most recently, the world-famous Portuguese Cristiano Ronaldo left Manchester United and signed a contract with Saudi Arabian club Al Nassr. The Saudis offered Ronaldo such an amount of money that it was simply impossible to refuse. And more specifically, it is 200 million euros a year, which made him the highest paid football player in history. Undoubtedly, Ronaldo gets a lot of money, but do not forget that football players in general have quite high salaries, because football has long been not only a sport, but also a business in which huge sums are spinning. Agents, trainers, and managers, all of them earn on this wonderful game. But this video will not be about them, but about the players who receive the biggest fees in the world. And so, the top 10 richest football players at the moment to your attention, dear friends. Don't forget to subscribe, like and comment in 4 words, and we are starting. Let's go!
Pay and don't speak.
At number 10, Kevin De Bruyne, 24.5 million euros per year, Manchester City.
I came into City as a Chelsea reject. People wouldn't pay for me to watch me and all that stuff. That's what people really said. I can proudly say for myself that I've been amongst the top players in the world in the last, especially in the last 2 years. I think if I can be...
Kevin is an ordinary Belgian kid who has gone through quite a few hardships along the way to get where he is today. And now he is one of the best midfielders in the world and has been showing an incredible level of play for a year now, literally conducting the actions of the entire team on the field. This is a player with an incredibly high football IQ, and very often it is Kevin who is a key detail in the well-coordinated game of Manchester City. As a midfielder, he has chosen not only to be an incredibly tough playmaker, but also a player who regularly joins in the attacks directly.
He's an extraordinary player, so and we don't discover his quality. So yeah, he's an extraordinary player.
With the arrival of Erling Haaland at City, he and De Bruyne have become a truly powerful duo that terrifies all European teams and has every chance of winning many more trophies in the future.
I just want to play every game and push and help the team, and there's nothing better than to play a game and help the team achieve what they want to achieve.
And accordingly, for his brilliant skills and dedication on the football field, he receives a very good reward, which grows with each season. At the moment, it is 24.5 million euros annually, but Manchester City is in big financial trouble right now, which is likely to lead to a lot of sanctions. Perhaps this will somehow affect Kevin and he will have to leave the team. Let's hope that everything will be resolved, because it will be a shame if such a duo of players disappears. But even in a not very good scenario, the Belgian obviously should not lose heart, because almost every team needs such a player. And who knows, maybe next time he will take an even higher line at our top. Number 9, Andrés Iniesta, 25.6 million euros per year, Vissel Kobe. Andrés Iniesta is rightfully considered a true legend of Barcelona. In addition to the legendary Barcelona player, Andrés is also a legendary figure in all of football. He put on an extravaganza at the highest level when guys like Erling Haaland and Kylian Mbappe were still walking under the table.
He's one of those guys that if you talk to footballers, to professionals, he's always up there.
Andrés has achieved incredible success throughout his career, both at the club level and the national team level. This is unimaginable because Iniesta is a 9-time champion of Spain, a 4-time champion of the Champions League, 2-time European champion, and most importantly, not every player succeeds, even from the category of the greatest. He is a world champion. But Andrés was able to do it. He has played with several generations of Barcelona's greatest players and has made history with each of them. First wins with Puyol and Ronaldinho, career peak with Messi and Xavi. He managed to catch almost the entire recent history of Barcelona and the Spanish national team. By right, he is the best Spanish football player in history for many fans.
I mean, Xavi and Iniesta, without doubt, they were the best.
And it's truly unbelievable when a person spends so many seasons at the highest level and gives everything of himself in every match to achieve the team goal. That's why Iniesta is the greatest playmaker. But at some point, Iniesta realized that he could no longer give his 200% and help Barcelona the way he had done before. And he had to leave the team. Yes, it was painful for both Andres himself and probably for the whole of Spain, but it was necessary. Thank you all, each of you, who came today and who today for me, forever in my heart. Eternal life, Barcelona. Visca el Barça.
Igualmente. Cuídate.
Un placer.
Gracias.
Gracias.
After leaving Barcelona, Andres' career did not end, but only acquired new colors and a new vector of goals was defined. He moved to the Japanese club Vissel Kobe, where he not only continues to play at a high level, but also implements new methods in the work of the local football academy.
Look forward to Andres Iniesta not only strengthen the team's performance, but also contribute to the development of the next generation of the players through the introduction of the Iniesta methodology to the youth academy, giving fans and the players the chance to see Iniesta's world-class play style. We believe his direction to come to Japan will have a major impact not just on Vissel Kobe, but on football in Japan and Asia.
Based on all this, we can unequivocally conclude that Andres Iniesta rightfully deserves the money that he receives, namely 25.6 million euros per year. Good luck to Andres Iniesta in achieving all the goals he set as we move on to 8th place. Number 8, Eden Hazard, 27.6 million euros per year, Real Madrid. Eden Hazard comes from a real football dynasty. Not only are all his brothers involved in football, it is also surprising that Hazard's parents are also football players. From an early age, Hazard, just like his parents, was addicted to football, and at the age of 4, he entered the academy of the Belgian club Royal Stade Brannois. The coaches immediately noticed the potential in Eden, and 8 months after, he moved to another Belgian club, Turbise. What do you feel before the quarterfinals? We're a little nervous, but that's okay. I feel good. What are the predictions? We will lose. No, we will win. I don't know by what score. Growing up, Eden Hazard ended up in France at the Lille Academy, where he later got into the main team. At Lille, Hazard showed a very good level of play for his age, becoming the youngest player to score a goal for his team at a professional level. It happened on September 28, 2008. All subsequent years in Lille, Hazard continued to demonstrate a high level of play. In 2012, after 8 years at Lille, Eden Hazard joined Chelsea, and it was a great decision. In London, he finally took a place as a professional player and grew significantly. He leveled up with world-class players and was a true fan favorite for the Blues.
As Chelsea's greatest player, I think he's certainly the most all-round talented footballer I've played with. And he's already a hero with the fans.
Over the course of 7 years at Chelsea, Hazard managed to do a lot. He became a 2-time champion of England, twice won the Europa League, and once the FA Cup. A chic list, it lacked only the Champions League. Apparently, for the Champions League, Hazard went to Real Madrid. It was a new challenge for him, which was to strengthen the greatness of Eden.
Do you expect to be there next season, or is this a goodbye, Eden? All the fans want to know.
Yeah, I think it's a goodbye, but in football you never know. You know, my dream was to play in Premier League. I did this for 7 years in the biggest club in the world. So now maybe it's time for a new challenge.
If it is goodbye, what a way to go out. Thank you very much. Fantastic.
In the summer of 2019, Eden Hazard moved to Real Madrid, becoming the most expensive player after Gareth Bale. They bought Hazard for 100 million euros. But unfortunately, even despite the replenished list of trophies, Hazard did not justify either personal ambitions or the club's plans for him, or the transfer fee.
Craig was injured quite a bit, I was injured for a lot. I just took myself away from the club, found the best physios I could possibly do, and I trained 7 hours a day. Wow. I was going to prove to at the time it was West Ham United, that when I come back in a year and a half time, I'm going to be fitter than any of your players. and I made sure that I did all the right things. I was working harder then than I ever did when I was actually playing, because the games would keep you fit. I'm not sure that Eden Hazard has done that over the last 2 or 3 years.
For 3.5 years, he played only 73 matches for Los Merengues, scoring 8 goals and giving 11 assists. But a contract is a contract, and Hazard continues to receive good money, which, to be honest, he certainly does not work out. To be precise, 27.6 million euros. That's how much Hazard has a year. Let's hope that Hazard still shows himself, and we move on to the 7th place. Number 7, Robert Lewandowski, 27.6 million euros per year, Barcelona. Robert Lewandowski is a high-class football player, originally from Poland. From early childhood, he spent a huge amount of time on the football field, playing with other children from the city of Leszno, where Robert's parents moved after his birth. The whole Lewandowski family was involved in sports. Robert's sister is a volleyball player, and his father is a judoka, once a European junior champion.
4 or 5 years that football will be my passion, my job, you know.
In 2005, Lewandowski Sr. died as a result of a serious illness, and Robert became the only man in the family. Realizing all the responsibility, he began to go towards his dream of becoming a professional football player even faster.
Yeah, that was a very difficult moment for me because I was a child and I knew it that I have to grow up very quickly because I was only one man in my family, because my sister, my mother, you know, I know that they need my help, maybe not now, but maybe in the future, in 2-3 years later, and I know that I have to now, I cannot be like, okay, the world is disaster and I can do this. No, I know that I have to push myself and trying to growing quickly.
Realizing all the responsibility, Robert continued to work. He went an amazing way in the Polish league and spent 4 seasons for Borussia. After Dortmund, the first season for Bayern Munich did not turn out the way we would like. After all, the then coach of Bayern, Pep Guardiola, did not really understand how Robert could be introduced into the system. The following season, in Bayern's match against Wolfsburg, Guardiola left Robert on the bench. The Munich team were losing 1-0, and Guardiola decided to put Robert on the field. And Lewandowski not only proved that he was an integral part of Bavaria, but performed a real miracle, forcing Pep to completely reconsider his attitude towards him. In 9 minutes, Robert scored 5 goals, and Bayern won that match with a score of 5-1. And Robert himself was honored by many awards immediately after the end of the match. I could not believe it, but to be honest, when I got home, I thought that I could have scored the 6th as well. Well, I still set a few records for the Guinness Book of Records. Almost as successfully as this match continued the entire career of Robert Lewandowski in Bayern Munich. Robert even had a chance at receiving the Golden Ball, but this award was not presented in 2020 due to the coronavirus pandemic. You deserve the Golden Ball. Everyone agrees that last year it should have been yours, and I think that France football should give it to you. In the summer of 2022, Robert Lewandowski moved to Barcelona to face new challenges.
I was dreaming always to play in La Liga. I know that my time in Bayern Munich was amazing, and I will be always thankful for guys, for the club, what they did for me, because I won everything with the Bayern Munich, and after already 12 years playing in Bundesliga, to playing in Germany, I knew that is the time to try something new, to get new challenge. And
a nice bonus, in addition to playing in La Liga, where he had long dreamed of playing, for Lewandowski was a decent salary, 27.6 million euros. And in our opinion, Lewandowski definitely deserves the money he receives. Let's move on to 6th place. Number 6, Erling Haaland, 35.8 million euros per year, Manchester City. Erling Haaland is the youngest player on our list. He is only 22 years old, but he is already the 6th highest paid footballer in the world. This is an incredible figure. But even more incredible is what he demonstrates on the football field.
He's not human, and I was like, bro, no, I was like, you're telling me?
Already at the age of 14, Erling played for the Bern youth team, where in the 2015-16 season, he scored 18 goals in 14 games, an amazing score. In 2019, Erling Haaland ended up in Salzburg, where he spent just under a year. but staying in the Austrian team was incredibly productive. Haaland scored 15 goals in 12 matches in the Austrian Bundesliga in the half of the season. Also at the end of 2019, he received the awards Player of the Year and Breakthrough of the Year. At the end of the same year, Erling Haaland moved to Borussia Dortmund and ended the 1920 season with a total of 44 goals, including half a season in Salzburg and the rest in Borussia. While playing for Dortmund, Haaland regularly distinguished himself in matches and helped his team win the German Cup. This is his only trophy for Borussia. After spending 2 individually chic seasons and feeling great at Dortmund, Haaland decided to take on a new challenge and leave Borussia.
Good vibe, exactly here. My clothes are there, really close. It's a good place. It's a good place to be. It's been a good place to be. And now I'm gonna pack out my things today.
Manchester City were extremely interested in Erling, and Erling himself was absolutely not against playing in England, so Haaland ended up in the camp of the citizens.
I was born in England. I've been a City fan my whole life. I know a lot about the club. I think in the end, 2 things, I feel a bit home here.
Many predicted that Haaland is too young for the Premier League and he will not open up there. But just look at his statistics. 31 goals in 28 matches, and he's only 22. He's not even at his peak. Haaland is an incredibly productive goal scorer who has all the necessary qualities to play in the position of a central striker. He perfectly uses the features of his anthropometry for acting out on the second floor. Erling also has good dribbling and an excellent ability to finish attacks. Despite his size, he has excellent speed and can spontaneously start attacks almost from the center of the field. All this makes Haaland an almost universal striker. Erling called Ibrahimovic and Ronaldo his idols. If you compare their playing styles, it is very likely that Haaland emphasized a lot from them.
Plays in Norway. We are 3 good friends that was a bit bored, so we decided to make a rap song.
Erling is now the 6th richest footballer in the world, but maybe one day he will become one of the richest rappers as well. Good luck to Erling Haaland, not only in his football career, but in all his endeavors, as we move on. Number 5, Mohamed Salah, 35.8 million euros a year, Liverpool. 5th place went to the Egyptian Mohamed Salah, the only football player from the African continent in our top, with a salary of 35.8 million euros. The name of Mohamed Salah has been around for the past few years. It can rightfully be included in a list of the elite of modern football. Mohamed, from early childhood, played football for days on end, like many Egyptians. But Salah was distinguished from the rest of the guys by real talent, which manifested itself in him very early. Young Mohamed changed several teams and ended up in Mokalun at the end of his youth career, in which he would later make his debut for the main team. I played football all the time on the street like everyone else. I'm from Tanta, from a small town near Tanta. I played in the streets with my friends and then ended up in Bazoun. I was 12. Then I played for Tantu, and thank God I ended up where I am now. Salah excelled in the Mokalun youth team, and at the age of 16 he was first brought into training with the first team. Although surprisingly, Mohamed did not initially show a high level of play, largely due to the fact that he had to overcome a huge distance to get to training, which was very exhausting. The coach of the club contributed to the fact that Salah was allocated a room at the base of the club, and this greatly improved the game of the young Egyptian. In August 2011, at the World Youth Championship, one of the scouts of the Swiss club Bale noticed the game of Mohamed, who played for the Egyptian national team. He noted the speed and impressive work with the ball. Also in the same tournament, Salah's performance attracted Newcastle United, and he even received a specific loan offer from them. But the transfer never materialized. As a result, in 2012, Mohamed Salah still moved to Bale for €2.5 million. In Switzerland, Salah showed a good game, but this is not even close to what he will give out in Liverpool. After Bale, Salah moved to Chelsea London for €16.5 million. After playing in Chelsea for a year, he went on to conquer Italy, where he spent 2 seasons, first on loan from Fiorentina and then moved to Roma. He had a good season in Roma, and in 2017 he finally ended up in Liverpool, who had been after him for a long time.
And we are going to a training ground now, and the test is everything is good. Now we're going to sign the contract.
He plays in Liverpool to this day, and it was here that he took a place as a player of the highest level. He helped the team win many trophies. The most important were Champions League and of course the Premier League, which the Reds had not won for 28 years. For his services to the club, Salah had a corresponding salary, namely 35.8 million euros. Number 4, Neymar Jr., 56.4 million euros per year, PSG. Neymar already attracted the attention of a huge number of European clubs in his early years because the talent of the young Ney was incredible. But Neymar initially linked his career only with Santos. Now I am focused on achieving goals with Santos. I have a contract. After that, I will think about moving to Europe. 3 times becoming the champion of the Paulista League and winning many more trophies with Santos, Neymar still ended up in Europe. And to be more precise, he was bought by Barcelona for 50 million euros. In Barcelona, Ney showed a game of the highest level, endlessly mocking his opponents. Their trio with Messi and Suarez was amazing.
And with Barcelona, with Luis Enrique, with Neymar, Messi, Luis Suarez, that was the best trio, unstoppable guys I ever seen up front in my life.
And Leo himself treated Ney very well and became a good friend for him. Leo was very special to me in Barcelona. I told this story to everyone. When I needed support the most, the best in the world came up to me and said incredible words of support. They managed to win many trophies, but at some point Neymar probably felt that he wanted more greatness for his person and moved to PSG for a record 222 million euros. This transfer excited the entire football world, but in the end, perhaps this was the main mistake in the career of the Brazilian. Once upon a time, the most talented player on the planet has practically merged his best years into nowhere. Endless parties, injuries, and scandals. Ney lost his focus on football, and it played a cruel joke on him. After all, it's very disappointing when such players do not even reveal their potential by 50%. Now Neymar has matured and come to his senses a bit, but unfortunately the years cannot be returned. Is Neymar worthy of the money he gets? Write in the comments. And we move on to the top 3. Number 3, Lionel Messi, 66.6 million euros per year, PSG. Messi is a person who is known by everyone who has ever heard of football. This little genius needs absolutely no introduction. This is a footballer with an incredible destiny and incredible football skills. There are a lot of cool and talented football players, but there is no one who can compare with Lionel Messi.
I hear many times, that guy is like Messi, that guy is like Messi, that guy is like Messi. It's not possible. The best is for just one. The best is Messi.
During his career, Messi has won many trophies, both individual and team, which would take a long time to list. This is a player who, despite the fact that he always plays for the team and the overall result, manages to keep his personal statistics at an incredible level. 7 golden balls speak for themselves.
The best player in the world for you now?
For me, over the 5, I will go with Leo. I will go with Leo.
What Messi does in the football field defies explanation. The way he deals with the defensive opponents is a real work of art. Between Messi and Ronaldo, I will definitely choose Messi, without a doubt. And just recently, Leo won what was missing for unambiguous greatness, the World Cup. After this victory, many of Messi's haters became his fans, and Leo himself achieved what he had dreamed of for many years. Apart from his incredible football game, he has become a real icon and inspired a lot of young guys to take up football. Several generations of players grew up on his games. Therefore, Messi is a person who definitely deserves his money. We will definitely shoot a separate video about it, and if you want to see it quickly, be sure to like it. And now we're moving to number 2. Number 2, Kylian Mbappe, 112 million euros per year, PSG. Kylian Mbappe is a phenomenon, capable of doing amazing things on the football field. He is still young, but has already managed to establish himself as a contender for a title of the greatest. At the age of 13, Mbappe showed such a level of play that he was already interested as a player by Real Madrid. Zinedine Zidane was especially interested. But at that time, his father decided not to move to Spain. 2 years later, 15-year-old Mbappe signed his first professional contract with Monaco. At the age of 16, he made his debut in adult football. And already at 19, he was the leader of Monaco and led his team to the semi-finals of the Champions League and helped earn the championship in the French League. In 2017, he moved to PSG, where he plays to this day. Over the years, there have been several opportunities to leave the club, but every time Kylian stayed. Now he is 24 years old, and he has already many trophies behind him, including the most important one, the World Cup, which he won when he was still very young, 19 years old. But even then, he was a key link in the French team.
When you go to the market level and the age is also a factor, I think he is the most valuable player in the world in this moment.
Kylian Mbappe continues to progress every year, and every year more and more surprises the entire football world. Mbappe still has a lot of time ahead to win those trophies that he does not have and that he dreams of, such as the Champions League and the Golden Ball. We believe that Mbappe will definitely succeed. And perhaps he will carry out all this already in another club, which will pay him even more and bring Mbappe to the first line in our ranking, where he was until recently.
Of course we are interested in Kylian Mbappe, we are not blind.
Number 1, Cristiano Ronaldo, 200 million euros per year, Al Nassr. Cristiano Ronaldo, like Messi, needs no introduction. After all, everyone knows him, even a person far from football. Cristiano's career is amazing and full of records and victories. Cristiano started playing football at the age of 2 to 3 years, and even then stood out among other children. The Portuguese part of Ronaldo's career was spent for the most part in Sporting, from where he subsequently moved to Manchester United, where he gained worldwide fame.
Very good. I win many titles in terms of collective and individual. It was unbelievable timing for me here in England.
Ronaldo's career is going on in a truly amazing way. As well as about Messi, we will definitely shoot a separate video about him. But now I want to mention only the main thing about this legendary player. Cristiano Ronaldo is often criticized for various reasons, but all this criticism is worth nothing compared to what he has done and continues to do.
Someone's don't like me, but because maybe I'm too good, I don't know why.
It's not just about football. Cristiano, since he started his professional career, has always made good money and never skimped on helping people. Not only does he help his entire extended family, his friends and acquaintances, but he also donates a lot of money to charity. Most recently, he donated $8 million to Turkey and Syria in response to the natural disasters. Not everyone is capable of this. In 2023, Cristiano Ronaldo moved to Al Nassr, where he is likely to spend the rest of his career. By moving to a club from Saudi Arabia, he received conditions that one can only dream of. 200 million euros per year. It's just a huge amount. But you should not worry, because this money is the hands of a person who will definitely direct it in the right direction.
As I told you before, for me this is a great opportunity not only in football but also to change the mentality of the new generation.
I really want to tell you a lot more about Ronaldo, so be sure to write in the comments what you want to know about the legendary Portuguese. Well, dear friends, the 10 highest paid football players at the moment. Of course, one can endlessly debate on the topic that someone deserves more, someone less, but we have what we have. Football players have the highest salaries of any sport, and whether you like it or not, as long as people watch and love football, that's how it will be. And it will always be like this, because football is truly everyone's favorite game.